Godzilla with pink spines, and then baby baby King Kong. Dude, I'm starting to feel like a child. I said this the last time I went to the theater. I was like, you know what my problem with modern CGI is? It's like I'm watching a cartoon, but it's supposed to be a live action movie. And it's like, well, just make it a cartoon. If it's just because I like animation. I like anime. I like animated things when that's what they are. What I don't like is this is supposed to be a live action movie, but I'm watching a cartoon. And I cannot stand the scene where like a baby King Kong is like, Mwah! I'm like, oh my God, it's Grogu. It's Grogu all over again. It's so bad. Previously on the Captain's Cast live show, streaming every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. What are we becoming as a society, Starfield? What are we becoming? That's like the only thing that makes us happy now is colorful lightsabers and baby animals. Oh my God. Godzilla Minus One, man. I don't want to see any other Godzilla unless Takashi Yamazaki is directing. That's the only time I want to see it. He is the man. He is the absolute man. What are they saying about Kong versus Godzilla versus... Is it Godzilla versus Kong? But this is Rotten Tomatoes, so we've got a 55% critics score. Not that I put much stock in the critics, but we have a 93% audience score. Am I dead wrong? Am I off my rocker on that? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a great movie. Let's take a look, shall we? Look, folks, I'm going to tell you, yes, we have fun about the shills, and yes, I would never shame anyone for loving something. If you love a movie, I'm never going to shame. That does not mean I'm going to not point out what's wrong with it. Like, I know people who enjoyed Mandalorian Season 3, and I'm fine. That's fine. I'm like, enjoy it. That doesn't change the fact that the pterodactyl, regurgitating the kid was weird. That was weird. Okay, so here we have some reviews. Let's take a look. Dumbed down and stripped of the symbolic subtext of the earlier movies, I agree with that. The picture is not without seat-shuddering thrills, but it's like a tag team wrestling bout for monsters rather than a picture with meaning and even a modicum of thought. On the one hand, I think this reviewer is probably right, but also that is a very snooty critic's review, of course. If there are to be any more MonsterVerse movies, something I don't favor, turn them over to Takashi Yamazaki. He knows how to do it right. That would be James Bertinelli, and I agree 100,000 ridiculous %. Dude, based. He's saying, I don't want any MonsterVerse movies, but if you're going to make them, turn them over to a professional. That would be Takashi Yamazaki, writer, director, and VFX director of Godzilla Minus One. Made the best film I've seen maybe in a decade. Maybe in a decade, folks. Best film I've seen in maybe a decade. He did it with less than $15 million and like 30 people in a room doing the VFX. Told a masterful story. I mean, it is a dude. If you're interested, read Save the Cat, right? Read Save the Cat, and you will see that like when movies are good, it's because they're following that Swiss watch of perfection, right? And I mean, is it absolutely perfect? No, there's a couple little things in Godzilla Minus One plot-wise that I have issues with. But I'm telling you, on balance, it's a Swiss watch, man. It's just ticking along. That movie, every level of it works so beautifully. Oh, man, I wish I could watch it right now. Folks, I cannot wait until I can buy the DVD of Godzilla Minus One. I would have seen it like 7 times in the theaters. I literally could not. It was not in the theaters long enough for me to see it enough times. I barely got to see it 3 times, and that's only because they brought it back for the minus color. I'm dying to see it again. I need it in my life. It's just, I do. I love that movie so much. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? I was not looking for that, and bam, it appeared. It restored... Dude, Godzilla Minus One, it restored my faith in humanity. It truly did. It's a beautiful film. Okay, back to the reviews of Godzilla X Kong. Godzilla X Kong is as big and loud as expected, but when the dust is settled, there's nothing to hold on to. The kaiju clash is a crushing bore. Oh my god, I don't want to watch it. I so don't want to watch this movie. Stop, Yuri! Your gratitude strengthens me, sir. It strengthens me. I'm going to endure. How long is this movie? I got to find out. Okay, how long is Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, and the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes? These titles are ridiculous. They're ridiculous, folks. An hour and 55 minutes. Well, that could be worse. I mean, at least it's not 2 hours and 45 minutes or some odd. Still, that's a full ticket. That's an hour and 55 minutes. I'm definitely going to plan to miss the previews because I don't need to add to that. I'm definitely going to deliberately miss the previews. Quote, being in Hollow... Oh, jeez. This is the one thing alone that makes me not want to watch this movie. Being in Hollow Earth... Fucking... Hollow Earth. Hollow Earth. Oh my god. It's so unbelievable. Compare the heartbreaking, gut-wrenching story of a failed kamikaze pilot coming home to the ruins of Tokyo after the fire bombings. His parents are dead. He's lost everything. He winds up with a woman who's adopted an orphaned baby, and she's squatting in his apartment. He has to take on a dangerous job as a minesweeper just to make ends meet. And what should happen but Godzilla attacks and nukes half of Tokyo? No hope. No way to defeat this monster. His one chance at a family, and it's about to be destroyed. And what do I have on the other side of the bargain? I have Hollow Earth. Jesus. Is it so much to ask? Is it so much to ask to have some reality, something real in a movie to grab onto? I'm not saying it can't be a fantasy element. I'm not saying you can't have science fiction. I'm saying something that's real. A real human experience. Being in Hollow Earth takes some of the fun out of things. That also leaves Godzilla X Kong residing in a purely CGI arena without even tenuous connections to reality. It's an empty chamber for movie spectacle and nothing else. God, that's going to be awful. The underwhelming effects give you new appreciation for what Godzilla Minus One did at a fraction of the cost. Yeah, I'm catching a theme here. The live-action and motion capture performances are mostly marvelous, despite the bum dialogue and Wingard's tendency to rush through sequences and whole relationships that might have been extraordinary had they been presented with patience and elegance. Yeah, that is definitely the hallmark of the Monarch universe right here. The Hallmark universe always has this problem of they stuff them full of human characters, but then they don't give it's actually a lot like Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It is stuffed with characters, but those characters all have ridiculous plot. Oh my god, it's Millie Bobby Brown is running from a government spy organization. It's jeez. It's so ridiculous. You've got to give these characters time to breathe. They got to worm their way in the way that Shikishima did. The way that Akiko did. The way that Noriko. Oda, you've got to let the characters worm their way in for us to be invested, for us to want the monster to be stopped or to win, as the case may be. Okay, here's someone who liked it. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, and the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, for better or worse, is a kid's movie. This is a throwback. No, I disagree, sir. It is not a kid's... Look, when I was a kid, do you want to know the kind of movies I liked as a kid? Back me up on this, chat. Do you know what I liked when I was a kid? Star Trek The Next Generation. That's what I liked when I was a kid. Do you know what I liked? I liked reading deep scientific explanations for how Spider-Man got his powers. I liked that Spider-Man had to make decisions about not killing. Spider-Man wanted to kill the man that killed Uncle Ben, but he knew it would be bad. He had to live with serious moral consequences for not stopping the scumbag that robbed the guy at the wrestling arena, and that was why Uncle Ben was killed. Like, that was a big deal. He got his uncle killed. Like, that's heavy. That's what I was interested in as a kid. The Ghostbusters movie. I loved the Ghostbusters movie. You know what's funny about this? It's like, when I was a kid, the things that bothered me were actually, usually, it was the type of thing where, like, the kids were running things. That seriously, like there were movies like when I was a kid, something like Spy Kids, I hated shit like that. I wanted to see the adults in charge when I was a kid. Why? Because I wanted to grow up to be like Ray Stantz. I wanted to grow up to be like He-Man, to be like Peter Parker. I looked up to them. I wanted to grow up and be like Captain Picard. You know, it's like those were the things that I looked up to. I liked competent people fighting competent villains. Like, I liked my villains to be scary. When I was a kid, I wanted villains that were... Dude, take one kid's book from 300 years ago. 200 years ago, I should say. Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. I read that as a kid in middle school. I read that. I loved it. Do you understand that, like, in Treasure Island, the pirate Long John Silver, he is murderous. He is psychopathic. He's an enemy. He's dangerous. Like, he's a bad dude. Corn Pop was a bad dude. like Long John Silver. He was a bad dude. I'm not joking, folks. From Scranton. No, sorry. So why this meme? Why this straw man argument that kids want to watch mindless CGI gobbledygook with no moral stakes? Really? That's what kids want? I disagree, sir. I disagree. Wingard, upscaling pure Saturday morning cartoon energy to accommodate his big screen vision for chaos and destruction, delivers all that as well as fully earned, if fleeting, beats of wonder and emotion. Lame. The plot is a little convoluted and some of the lines are a bit clunky, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Just a classic monster movie. Well, I do defend Avatar on those grounds, so fair enough, but still. A soulless, empty endeavor. Yeah, so there you go. What is the audience saying about this? Oh yeah, these seem like bot reviews here. Hands down, best movie of the year so far. Which movie? This one? Great family action. Mind-blowing fun. We never wanted it to end. Dude, these are bot farm. These are bots. Fun monster movie, quickly paced. Good movie. I would recommend it. 2 hours long, but didn't feel like it at all. This one's not a bot, probably. If you're a fan of both Godzilla and Kong, you'll love this movie. It has a lot of fillers that answers questions I didn't even know I had. Very exciting and made the Titans more than just destructive. Okay, that's a legit review. I'm willing to grant that. This movie has spun too far from any King Kong and Godzilla storyline. Did you like Hollow Earth? This was a great movie to watch with your kids and very entertaining. You know, I apologize for my generation of parents. We are really letting the younger generation down. Kids deserve the kind of movies I had in the 90s and the 80s. They deserve that class of heroes and villains. Dude, He-Man was cheesy. I will grant you that, but he was a great hero. He was a great hero. He had morals. He taught you a lesson at the end. He had to fight bad guys doing bad things. I mean, granted, that was one of the tamer ones, but and I would not have enjoyed the characters in Ghostbusters Afterlife. I wouldn't. Phoebe would have annoyed me as a kid. She would have annoyed me. I would have been more interested in Winston's character, quite frankly. I would have wanted to know what he was doing running, these experiments on ghosts. I would have been curious about him. I wouldn't have been curious about her. Resuming with the reviews, Arthur says, lots of action, good all-around movie, said the bot. Me and my family loved it. Great movie. Effects were awesome. A little cheesy here and there, but all in all, it was awesome. Dude, you just copy-pasted that from your last 10 reviews, didn't you? Loved everything about it. Great action, great story. Loved the new look to Godzilla. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You like the pink spines, do you? Fine. This is a big, dumb, fun movie. I wish it had a better plot and story, but this movie is only interested in its own visuals, like a string of great action scenes with a thin plot that connects them. Oh, you mean like every freaking movie we get now? Really? The movie is fast-paced, so you don't think about the plot holes until the credits. Is this part of your recommendation? You're giving it 4 stars for that? What was he giving? He's giving it 4 stars. Nowhere near as compelling as Godzilla Minus One. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty, sir. Thank you for your honesty. You're kind of underselling it a bit. That's a bit of an understatement, but I appreciate that. But a fun time regardless. Godzilla fighting Titans was especially cool to watch. I mean, it is the film equivalent of an amusement ride. I will grant you that. And I do not, and so is Avatar. I like the Avatar movies. They are not really great stories, but they are fun amusement rides that I enjoy. So I would never begrudge anyone their amusement ride. I would not do that. This is not an amusement ride that I'm going to get in line for. It just isn't. I'm just not into that. But dude, this looks like a lot of bots, though. I liked the continuous action. Well, that's a J.J. Abrams fan, if I ever heard of one. All right, that's Godzilla X Kong. Fun times, folks! I hope you loved this clip from the Captain's Cast live show. Please like and subscribe. And did you know you can join us live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern? In the live chat, you can join me and the rest of the crew as we set sail on yet another adventure, seeking out new storytelling life and new storytelling civilizations. And until next time, my dear sailors and starnauts, this is Captain Garrett saying, I will see you out there.